Hello, hello. Hey.
G'day, mate. How you going?
Not too bad, yourself? Where's your front door? Oh, damn.
Oh yeah?
I went to the wrong door.
Oh, you don't use that.
I was just about to go up there. How you going?
Yeah, all right. Not
Good
so
to
bad.
see you again.
Yeah, yeah.
Pat, how you going, Bruce?
G'day, Bruce.
How you going? Okay, I want to welcome your faces to another one of these vloggy things. Today, I'm hanging out with the guys from Wyvernia, who you may remember built a massive dragon last time.
I come over from the UK.
Yeah.
And I've been building sculptures and ceramic and glass and all sorts for years in the UK.
Yeah.
And it was just an adventure to come across. It started off, we were going to build a mutant car to start with.
Yeah.
And then it escalated and escalated, and eventually it ended up the first year us building a complete camp and the dragon.
Jeez.
In 5 weeks.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So this time we're taking the dragon back.
Yeah.
But the last time we had wings that were about what?
Yeah, 20, I saw a photo.
20?
They were.
Yeah, they're the wings there.
Yeah. Yeah. So the wings.
Oh, Scott, Bruce, how you going?
G'day, Bruce. Nice to meet you. We had the wings and everything to contend with last time. This time we're just taking the head and the body part.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes it a little easier.
We've got to refine, because we did the work with the flames and stuff last time. We managed to get it to work here quite well, but there it was that windy, we hadn't allowed for that. So we got it to work enough to take some photographs.
Yeah.
And it didn't work properly. So this year we've got the fire tribe and the people at the nest. They're going to give us a hand to actually make some accumulators and things, so we can get it to breathe, hopefully breathe fire properly.
That'll be crazy
so
if you do.
We'll give it some welly.
we hope to do that anyway. Yeah. But this year we're doing, because it's the 50th anniversary of 2001.
The 9000 series is the most reliable computer ever made. We are all foolproof and incapable of error.
Well, we're going to make a monolith.
Okay.
From 2001. So that's going to be completely on its own as a black monolith.
Yeah.
And hopefully, if we get it to work right, when you walk up to it, it's either when you walk up to it, it'll be sensors that will put a beam of light set into the top, spotlights, that will shoot straight up into the sky. Or it'll be on a timer, so it will do it every so often. It'll just, the whole thing will just and we're going to base it on maybe car headlamps or something like that, something really powerful. You know the things you have here for the bush? Yep. We're going to have them set into the top. Yeah.
He doesn't know, he's a pom.
Yeah, so that's the idea of the monolith. And then on the last night, we haven't really sorted that out yet, have we, when we're going to do the burn?
Yeah, no, we're going to burn the monolith.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is
set fire to the fucker.
Towards the end of it, we're going to set it on fire.
The monolith?
Yeah, but the principle is that it has tubes inside it, so we're going to light it from the bottom, and it's based on the principle of a rocket stove. You ever heard of a rocket stove?
No, I haven't actually.
You feed it at the bottom, and because the air's sucked in at the bottom, all the force of the stove comes out through the top, so you can cook on the top. Well, the monolith being a tube like that, we're going to put a fire vent at the bottom, light it from the bottom. So the experiments I've done at home in the UK with a small model, the flames were, the model was this high, and the flames were shooting this high out the top of it. So that's the idea.
How do they let you in this country?
Well, I brought all the loads of burning stuff in my suitcase.
Yeah, we're not sure how that let you.
Yeah, every time I think they ain't stopped me again, and I was bringing you know, regulators and everything in the case would have made up a flamethrower if they'd have stopped me.
Do you want this on film?
Oh, it's too late now. It's done.
Till next year.
I'm not taking it back.
And they're the small fires that we're having.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have a big fire in that drum.
Yeah.
A real hot one.
So that the oil drum is the base of a raku kiln.
Yep.
So as well as our sculpture, we always do art elements, and we're going to make that. We just got that the other day, and we'll strip that down, and it'll be made into a raku kiln. And
that's for the pottery.
Yeah, I've got a pottery down the road who's a really nice woman, Barbara George. Barbara George, and she's been great, really friendly, and has allowed me to use her wheel, and she's going to fire the pots for us. So we're going to fire maybe, I think it'll be around about 150 maybe finished pots that we'll take to the burn.
Wow.
Because obviously the kiln will only take about 12 pots at a time.
Yep. What are you going to do with those pots once they're, well, you'll take them there, and then do they get used?
Yeah, they'll be biscuit fired when they get there. So they'll be be thrown, because I'll throw them, and then they'll be biscuit fired and into boxes. And then when we get there, we'll have all pots of glazes, and then the burners will come along, and they can
use them as a base.
Decorate the things.
Yeah,
and then they can put the pot in, and then an hour later they get the pot out, and we put it into a reduction pit to make them go all black and lovely, and then take them out, and you should be able to use them as a drinking vessel if you want.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
So they get something to cart away. Obviously, because we won't be able to cater for everybody, but it's a taster of Japanese firing techniques.
Wow.
And we've also got tokens to do, and we're going to do the badges again.
Okay, badges again.
Yeah. And are you thinking of doing your art stuff again?
No.
Yeah.
I got enough.
Yeah. So we got loads. We've got all the pallets and things to build the
badges were good last year, because basically we did that on like the second last day.
Yeah.
And anyone who had an image that they'd taken on a camera, or that painted or drawn, because there's quite a lot of that sort of stuff happening, you could scan it in. We took a little laptop along, a little scanner, scan it in, and we'd print it out and put it onto a badge, press the badge, and put it on yourself. So you could have a nude picture of yourself walking around, or whatever you like, you know.
Nice.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Nice. So you got quite a lot going on as a whole, because you're a small camp of 5, and you've got...
Yeah.
So once the monolith...
The problem is we have too much going on, we don't actually get out to...
Yeah, that's what we're worried about.
Yeah.
Like... Yeah, you put so much on for people.
We try and pack it in, but our stuff should be, theoretically, our stuff should be based in the daytime this time.
Yeah.
We should have more time to get away in the
last
evening.
time.
Yeah.
So when we finish, then we just go out and have a drink. But this year we're bringing our own drink. We're brewing our own
You're
beer.
brewing.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Yeah, take me through.
After you've made a pot, and you'll probably be pretty hot, have a beer, basically.
What kind of brews have you got on the go?
I've only got one beer. It's an English ale. It's an English mild ale.
How does that sit with you as an Aussie?
Oh, it's the best beer in the world. A beer out of Wolverhampton. Banks is mild. It's just, well, it's close. So we'll see how the punters like that.
How many litres do you think you're gonna?
Well, each one of those is a 5-gallon keg, so that's 6 kegs, 30 gallons.
So night one's done.
Yeah, I reckon that's probably about it. So I'm going to have to keep a couple of kegs away from the punters so that we got a drink, and then
because
rest of
Pat's since the last burn, Pat's got all the stuff here with the fridges and all the gear inside them.
So you'll take that entire system to Blaze?
No, we'll take the bottom one.
We'll take the bottom one.
Yeah,
with the taps on it and everything.
But a lot of the camps bring beer along if you've not been there before.
Yeah.
But they all have, quite a few of them have home brew, and I think the church has. Last year they got some nail ale the first 4 or 5 nights. Beautiful beer over there. So yeah, there's plenty of beer.
Do you want to talk me through the dragon? Should we pop out there?
It's just around here. This is where it normally lives.
I knew I was in the right place when I saw it.
It's going to the Zigzag Festival, which is in October.
What's the Zigzag Festival?
It's a Kalamunda city put a festival on. Pretty a bit like the Fremantle Festival, except
up in the hills.
Up in the hills, yep. Zigzag.
there's all the lighting that's inside there, and what happens is that's the ballast for the dragon, because these are, obviously this is all filled up with sand.
Right.
Now when we move it, we have to drill these little doors out, and we shovel out all the sand, and then we can tip the whole dragon over. And then this part here comes off, and the top of the neck and the head is all bolted to the drums. So there's 3 oil drums as the base, and then we tip it over, and we unbolt that from the base, and then the head itself, that slides off the top as well.
There's all gas lines and electrics going up through the neck.
And this is what took you 5 weeks last year to build.
Yeah.
How are the plates? Are these individual plates?
All individual plates. We got a plasma cutter, and my son was there for about 5 or 6 days just cutting
Scales.
Do you know
scales.
Do you know how many scales are on that?
Not how many scales are in it, but you see the rivets that are there. You can see one rivet out of it. There's 1,000 rivets on the dragon in various places.
Not quite.
There's like a handful left.
Didn't use the whole box.
So what's inside? Like, have you got? Is it
Oil drums.
It's more oil drums.
Yeah. So we straightened out all the oil drums.
Yeah.
And then I worked out the bottom oil drum has got its base, and then it's cut slightly and twisted. And each oil drum as it goes up is we used what would they call those straps?
Yeah, tie-down straps.
Tie-down straps that you have on trailers and things. We pulled them taut enough as rivet it together.
Jeez.
And part of our grant last year, we spent most of it on buying a plasma cutter.
Yeah.
That was our big expense, so we could cut all the drums and things up, because here the drums are about $5 a pop.
Yeah, they're not too bad. We got a few of them.
It's a really good deal for the material. It's excellent. Yeah.
So I'm assuming that the neck and the bottom were kind of more mundane because it's a repetitive job, but then the head, like, that's probably the most complex part.
Yeah. Well, my son and Pat kept on saying it looks like a go-kart, or it looks like something, and until it came together, it was it's hard for you to do something like that. Yeah, until you've got the actual thing built. So it was just in my head. They had just had to.
In Richard's head.
Yeah,
nobody had a fucking idea what we were going to get. It kept looking like a dog. And it was a bloody, I don't know, a lizard or something.
We started off, you said it looked like a go-kart.
That's all right.
So last year its eyes lit up.
Yeah.
And this year its eyes are going to light up, and you want it to breathe fire.
Yeah, well, it did breathe fire temporarily at the last burn, but we didn't get it to work so a lot of the punters could see it. This time the one who moved this, I think Pat was on about when he went to one of the meetings, they want to put it nearer the sculpture place.
Right.
Where all the sculptures are. But we've got
tomorrow about that.
Yeah, we've got to meet tomorrow to find out where we're going to put it. And then we've got to work out with the safety guys all about.
Yeah, because if that's projecting fire.
Yeah, and that's why we had a limited. We got a definite limit to how high we had to put it.
Right.
So that's more than 5 meters. The dragon's head.
Jeez.
Yeah, and that was one of the reasons it had to be that high, because if it shoots flame out, it had to be horizontal flame, and then it could dissipate upwards. It couldn't actually scorch somebody on the ground, so that's why it had to be so tall.
Okay, we are wrapped up for the day. We've shot a little vloggy thing. We've shot our interview, which you'll see if you come to Blaze. I want to thank the guys from Wyvernia for their time. It's not fun sitting in front of a camera, and I do appreciate them sitting down and going through everything that they've done. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. I guess we'll see you in the next video or at Blaze. Cinebrah!